ought to let them know I'm not the last person you saw me as. I may be dressed the same, I may be looking the same, but baby, on the inside, while you're dying on the inside, I rose up. And I'm no longer depressed on the inside. I'm no longer wanting to die on the inside. I know who I am. I'm a man of God. And I'm no longer running every time a man stomps his foot. I'm not running every time somebody says this is going to happen to you. Have I got somebody in here that has got something on the inside of them who are saying that I'm not going to run every time somebody comes with a negative word? Every time I hear a negative report, I used to be scared. I used to run every time somebody said this was going to happen or that was going to happen. Every time they said there was no hope, I'd never recover. I would always start making plans for a funeral. But I ain't making plans like that no more. I'm no longer going by what people have said, because I ain't coming down till God tells me that it's okay for me to come down right now. That's what I've got to encourage somebody with for just a moment. You've been living out of the mouths of other people, but your promotion is not in the mouth of other people. That's why the psalmist says that promotion does not come from the north or the south, but promotion comes from God. He takes down one king and raises up somebody else. So what, this other person got their promotion before you got the promotion for the job you were looking for. Before it's all said and done, they're going to come back and ask you, are you still interested? And the person who got it before you, all they did was go in and clean out the mess so you won't have to deal with what they had to deal with. I want somebody in here to right now get yourselves ready, because there's some stuff that other people got before you. But before the end of the day, before it's all said and done, God's going to make them have to come back by you and ask you, do you still want it? And then it will be up to you to have the choice to say, I wanted it back then, but I ain't the person I was back then, and I'm doing fine right now. Touch somebody and say, I'm doing all right. Oh, come on, you got to be able to say it out of your mouth. I'm doing all right. Because if I don't announce that I'm doing all right, I'll start accepting the garbage that flies want to offer me. But I've got to be able to say I'm doing all right, and I'm never going to let them see me sweat. Even if it looks like I don't have it together, I'm never going to let them see me sweat. I may be going through, but you'll never know it. I may be down, but you'll never know it. I may be struggling, but you never know it. You want to know what I'll say when you ask me, how am I doing? I'll say, I'm doing fine. How can you be doing fine with all that's going on in your life? Prophetically, I speak it. I'm made for this. God created me to deal with folk like you. God created me to deal with haters like you, so that now I'm able to handle stuff that's taking other people down. Oh my God, tell somebody I'm going to recover in spite of what you think about me. And the Bible says that when he recovered, he was on top of things. Somebody say, I'm on top of some stuff. Oh, come on, say it like you mean it. I'm on top of some stuff. I know I ran from Mount Carmel, went down into the wilderness, and the last time you saw me, I was going through a wilderness. But how you like me now? I'm sitting on top of the world. The Bible says he's on top of a hill, sitting there, and here comes one camp of one captain with 50 folk, and come trying to mock him, saying, man of God, the king said come down. Well, if you thought I was a man of God, sure enough, you wouldn't be talking like that. So it's obvious you're making fun of my title. So therefore, since I know you're making fun of my title, calling me man of God, then I'm going to call heaven. And the Bible says he called heaven, and lightning struck all 50 of the men and the captain. In other words, it says fire fell down. In today's language, we know that lightning struck. Lightning struck and killed them all. And he stayed sitting on top of the hill. When the king didn't see the captain with the 50 come back, he sent another captain with 50. And the next group came and said, man of God, the king said come down quickly. The first man said, the king said come down. The second man says, the king says come down quickly. Somebody needs to know you don't have to give into a situation just because it looks like it's pressurized. That the God that we serve is a God that when he tells you to come down, you'll come down and take your time. Tell somebody, I will not be pressured because I am sitting on top of this thing. Tell somebody, I'm sitting on top of it. Oh my God, I wish I had somebody in here that would just sit down and cross your legs for just a second and say, I'm not only on top of it, but I was reading the other day on the MySpace, and I pulled up my son's space, and it says, just got home, just woke up from a nap, and right now I'm chillaxing. I said chillaxing. What is chillaxing? And I got the revelation. It means I'm chilling and relaxing. So somebody needs to know that while your enemies are coming to take you, if they want to know how you're feeling, tell them I'm chillaxing. Tell them that I'm chilling and relaxing. I'm not moved by what's going on around me. I'm not moved by who's coming against me, because just 50 folk really ain't enough folk for me, because the Bible says 1,000 will fall at my side and 10,000 at my right hand. So sending 50, you have underestimated who I really am. That's the mistake that some people made. They overestimated who they were and they underestimated who you are. You thought that I was going to cower down. You underestimated who I am. If you think that what was put on me was going to put me down, oh, yet I rise. I will get back up again. Is there somebody in here that's made up their mind that even though the enemies are coming, you're going to get up and be all right? Somebody just holler and say, I'll be all right. It may be just me against 50, but I'll be all right. Came and said, come down quickly. He says, I wish you would have learned from the first group of folk. Called down fire and it killed those 50. Don't underestimate your enemy. He will come with the same thing more than one time, but you've got to respond the same way each time he comes. Somebody holler, let the fire fall. Come on, holler, let the fire fall. Let the fire fall to kill all my enemies. Let the fire fall to kill all the people that are trying to wipe me out. Let the fire fall to wipe out everything that's trying to wipe me out. God, do you all read the Bible? It says that the king sent one more group, and this last group came. But co-pastor, when this group came, the man came and fell on his face at the feet of Elijah, and I was trying to figure out why did he fall on his face. But on his way to get back to where Elijah was, he walked past one pile of burned ashes of 50 people and a captain. How did he know that those were the ones